It really is super exciting coming into every single one of these categories and it being pretty much wide open. Gone are the days where you could pick a lifter straight out and say, yeah, that person's odds-on favourite. At the moment, we've got Olympic champions, we've got lifters that are coming back from injuries, and we don't really know what they're quite capable of. I really couldn't call it.
Yes, here's a man returning from injury. He is the reigning world champion, Abdi Aukadov. He does a squat jerk as well. He's got a phenomenal technique, but of course we have the snatch first. And he had some back surgery earlier in the year. The man before him we saw was another injured man returning. Popped his elbow in the 77 kilo category at the London Olympics. There's Benjamin Eneka on his day. Massive clean and jerk, could pull it back there. You never know. Well, the reason the cameras are focusing in on Benjamin Eneka at the moment is he's got the lowest start weight posted for the snatch. He has got that huge clean and jerk, but it looks like he's finished his warm-up in the snatch and he's going to come out at 152, which he posted. The highest posted mark of all of the athletes in the snatch is Rybakov, who is still in good form. We're just looking at pictures here of Artem Okolov of Russia, the junior. And Okolov has really been impressive. Two juniors, Chanchao and Okolov, both of whom, well, they're right at the end of their junior career. They've turned 20, but they lifted some colossal weights, those two men. Haven't
they just? Tian of China is the current clean and jerk world junior record holder. And incidentally, he took that record off Ilya Ilan, who goes tomorrow, I think.
Yes, that's right. He's moved up a weight category. Goes in the 94s, the Kazakh hero. As Benjamin Eneka kicks us off. 152 on the bar. Well, in the Paris World Championships, Eneka hit 170 that day when he got a silver medal in 2011 overall. So he is a long way away from that.
That was a good opening attempt. Very solid overhead.
Yeah, 152. And if we do just cast our minds back to Paris, that day Rastami won and put himself as favourite towards the London Olympics. Eneka opened with 162, then went all the way up to 170, and then nearly hit a 210 clean and jerk. This is a long way away, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Very tremendous leg strength there. You could just see how much height he generated on the bar. But body buckling just a little under the weight. He's obviously a lifter that's capable of much, much more.
Well, we've had some solid lifting in the B group as well. In fact, more than solid lifting. 165 kilograms from Hisan Pilaku of Albania. Again, the Albanians showing great form, and 200 kilos in the clean and jerk. That's a 365 total. So you can see that's why these guys are coming out ranked 10th if he does this 155. This is Sa Jae-hyuk, who's got some bad memories to bury here. Did a number on his elbow, dislocated it in 2012 on his second attempt at the Olympics, and now he's come back heavier, and from what we hear, a lot stronger. 155, his opener. Even if he's behind in the snatch, he is an incredible clean and jerker.
Oh, elbows look solid. Still got a great elbow lock. Considering he's had a nasty injury, sometimes an athlete struggles then with the arm lock overhead, but that was very impressive. 155, personal best of 171, which he did back in 2012. So let's see how close he can get to that today.
Well, interestingly, he's very upright in his snatch position there as he catches it.
Textbook position, bar over the shoulders, back nice and straight, sitting into a deep squat position. You don't really want to be leaning forwards, chest down, shoulders back. It puts unnecessary strain on the shoulders. That was biomechanically brilliant.
Yes, And I don't particularly advise you going back and looking at the finish from the Olympics in 2012 when he does his elbow. It's not pleasant viewing, but that's exactly the mistake he does now. Benjamin Enequin, 157, 5 kilos up on his opener.
Really quick under the bar, has to run forwards. If he'd sat at the bottom and waited, that bar would have bounced off him. But because he was so aggressive to stand up, gave himself a chance to save the lift.
Well, his next lift, he may go over 160 kilos, and well, that would get him close to what he opened with when he got that silver medal at the World Championships in Paris. And you know what? Inside the top 7 or 8 that day, everyone else was over 165, so gives you an idea how much you'll have to play catch up with on that clean and jerk he has. There's the junior Russian. See, the older Russian Apt, he's hardly old, he's only 22, the world champion. This is Okolov.
Playing with 140.
Like it's nothing. Amazing. Isen Pulakau of Albania is currently leading 3 out of 3. Had a really good streak in the snatch from the B group. 165 then is the mark these A group men have got to get past before they actually move into the lead. They might have lifted earlier in the B group and the C group and indeed the D group, but it all counts the same. The Chinese athlete here, Chan Xiao, just making things look easy as well. He's expected to come in at 165. He's still a junior. Of course, Chan Xiao's junior world record in the clean and jerk, 218. He might have a crack at that today. Junior world record in the snatch, Rybakov owns it, 182. Set all the way back in 2002. And he's still going strong here, which is quite something. Now, Enequin, final attempt. 160. Which would still only bring him up to 4th because of the quality of the B group.
Well, that was the best of the 3 lifts that we've seen. The first 2 kind of dived a bit kamikaze underneath the weights, but that time caught it in a really solid receiving position. Well done, 3 out of 3.
It is good for the big-time competitions. Enequin might not be that pleased, but he's lifted a lot more in the past. Big stage debut for Pavel Kedesevich of Belarus. Going for 161.
Oh, very dynamic, look at that. You want to come out and lift some big weights, you have to be solid under the bar, you need to be in control, and that he was.
Well, he's done very well at the Belarusian Championships, so has a personal best recorded of 167.
Yeah, he was first in the nationals, but from all of my research, I can make out this is his first international competition. And to step foot onto a world senior platform and make an A group. Young talent coming through.
Ulugbek Alimov of Uzbekistan. 163 kilograms. This will still only put him into second. As Pulaku of Albania, that 165 from the B group. His personal best, just a kilogram more than this.
Some great lifting here today. Just retaping his thumbs. Most of these athletes will have thumbs on their tape on their thumbs and some of their fingers as well. And that's because these athletes grip the bar by trapping the thumb, you can see there, underneath the fingers and between the bar. That makes sure you don't lose your grip. These are heavy weights. So weightlifters actually don't need to have strong forearms and good grip strength. I can barely hold my own body weight on one arm if I just hang off a chin-up bar. The grip is always good because your thumb's trapped, but it can be uncomfortable, hence the tape.
Yes, it does take some getting used to when you first start doing it. My goodness, try holding 165 kilos. It's very uncomfortable. Here's Tian Xiao of China, waiting in the wings. 165 getting loaded onto the bar. And Tian Xiao, still a junior. He's turned 20. Not worry to break any world records today. He's still in that category.
Fantastic physique, great build. Short levers, long back. But see how heavily built his legs are. All the muscles in the right places for this sport. Wow, super easy, confident lift. Come on, he says, give me some decent weights.
Knocks him into second place. He's ever so slightly heavier than Pulaku of Albania, who went in the B group, but he's done exactly the same weight, and well, there's plenty more there. 170, I'm sure, maybe 175 if he's feeling it today. Here comes Sa. He's stepped up a big weight since his opener, 155 all the way up to 165. And I think that was just burying the memories of 2012 when he dislocated his elbow on stage at the Olympics. This the big return for him. So he's relaxing into this now.
Glance at the clock. There's a clock on the platform. He knows exactly how long he has left. Dropped his chest at the start, has done well to recover. That's where the elbow is going to be most at risk. The longer he holds that position, the more stress he's under, but looks very strong and very stable.
So 10 kilos up, he's happy, and I'm sure when he gets this third and final one finished, he'll be even happier. Snatch will be done, and he'll be moving on to his favorite, the clean and jerk.
Just came onto his toes, did well to sit back on his heels and stand.
Kirasovic moves up 5 kilograms.
Держи.
Oh, super solid. Liking the aggression of this young man. We're going to see a lot more of him on the international stage. First competition, and he's really shining.
Yeah, and I think it's great to see, actually, that, you know, he's no longer a junior, and he's getting his first big international, and he's grabbing it. Obviously a late developer. Ulugbek Alimov, 168. He goes up by 5. And this is now well above his personal best, which is 164.
Well, using the time that he had on the clock to his advantage, just taking his time in that starting position. So important that these athletes visualize the lift they're about to perform. And he executed that with precision.
Yeah, it was pretty much spot on, hit the groove, stood up with it with ease. No forward or backward motion, and I think there's a bit more there from Mr. Alimov. He's had 2 out of 2. We still have 5 men to join in, this being one of them, the reigning world champion, Apti Ukadov, who won his world championship in Wrocław last year with a 175 snatch and then a 212 clean and jerk. He opened with a 170, but he's had some back surgery since then. He was planning on moving up the weight categories, but things haven't quite gone to plan. Hopefully, he's fully recovered. And he is just about the best clean and jerker here, so he just has to hang tight with the others in the snatch.
Well, what he lost in full extension on the way up, he made up for in speed and aggression underneath the bar. Great to see him back competing and fighting fit. We talk about catching the lift in the deep squat position. It doesn't get any better than this. Absolutely rock solid at the bottom. Tremendous leg strength to stand up with ease.
Yes, and his jerk looks pretty similar, doesn't it, in the clean and jerk, because he does this fabulous squat jerk, which we'll see in the second discipline. Takes great flexibility. So, third and final then from Kudisevic, the Belarusian.
Oh, he needs to stand. That's a personal best by 2 kilos. 3 out of 3.
Well, he might be an international debutant, but he certainly lifted like a very experienced man here, especially with this lineup. Good effort.
So nearly unlocked those elbows. Really fighting all the way.
Got some great names still to come in. We are awaiting Markov of Bulgaria, Rastami, the former world champion. But before we get to them, Artem Okolov preparing to come in. Enormous thigh muscles, quads. His personal best 173 with a 211 clean and jerk. So coming out at 170, not a million miles away from his personal best.
Sneaky couple of steps to get back underneath the bar. Not happy with that, quite rightly so. Not perfect, and that's what he will be aiming for on a second attempt. Coach is saying calm down, we can fix that problem. Here, just on his toes there. Takes a step there to recover.
He's the first man to do 170. Qian Qiao now trying to match. Qian Qiao actually 3 grams heavier. So in theory, he doesn't go into the lead with this, but still so many lifts to come.
Just as good as his first.
Wasn't it just, yeah, 5 kilos up, and he absolutely nailed it.
Give me more, he says. Come on, bring it on.
Oh, I just can't believe that 163 is the best snatch we've found from 218, of course, is his clean and jerk junior world record, and that matches the senior world record that Zhang has. As a junior, he's done just as much as any senior has ever done. So if he does a big snatch here, well, we know he's got a great clean and jerk. So it's going to be fascinating. The Uzbek Alimov just 2 kilos up here from that 168. So very proficient in his first 2 lifts. Clock just ticking away here. He's okay.
That's a disappointing last lift. Just swinging. Very difficult to stop that momentum as it goes overhead.
I guess when you're starting to get right up towards your extreme weight, some bad habits kick in. Stretching off out back, it's Benjamin Enecat, Frenchman. Well, he's done his 3. He sits in 10th position overall. And we still have 3 men to come in and register a snatch. So most likely Enecat will be down in 13th at the end of this snatch competition. Qian Qiao there, just looking cool as a cucumber. He's had a good start, 165, 170, big personal bests in the snatch. And his favorite discipline to come. So will it be Rybakov of Belarus, Markov of Bulgaria, or perhaps, well, there's Rybakov. Is that Rybakov there? Just doing a final warm-up in the snatch. So he's obviously not coming out now.
160 on the bar.
160 on the bar, yes. As good as Enecat did out on the platform. Remember, he's 2 times silver medalist in the Olympics, 04, 08. Been around a long time, Rybakov. Did a 179 at last year's World Championships, but his clean and jerk is weak. He struggles to get near the 200-kilo mark. Janusz Rostami, 173 then. The Iranian's opener. And that means that Markov, who was meant to go ahead of him at 173, has gone up again. 174. We still haven't seen him. We still haven't seen Rybakov. He's a super heavyweight Olympic champion there, world record holder. The Iranian coach just watching on. A good solid lift.
Razazadeh will be pleased with his athlete's first attempt. Good extension, catching it nice and deep. Good leg strength to stand. He's in the competition safely.
Yeah, the Iranians really known for their super heavies more than anything else. Big Hussein Razazadeh, 2 times Olympic champion, 2000, 2004, and of course they've got the reigning Olympic champion at the moment as well at super heavy. Now it's the turn of the Russian Apti Aukudov. Second attempt, 173. Slightly heavier man than the Iranian, so he won't go into the lead with this.
But he's growing in confidence. Really is good to see that he's put the back injury behind him and is regaining that kind of form that we've seen in the past. Just looking at this, actually, that 173 is a 1 kilo personal best, so you've got a 175 there. That was last year's Worlds, of course it was, yeah. So close, though, he's right up there.
Ivan Markov, 174. He's always got a great strut on, Markov. Just like his brother Georgi beforehand, who was a world champion. He's following in his footsteps. Won the European title this year.
Oh, that looked easy.
Wasn't that impressive?
Well, he's starting right up near his best. He's a man in great form.
Yeah, his brother was brilliant at snatch as well. Former world record holder. And obviously goes in the family. Long-armed as well, which isn't necessarily great for snatch, but you see his hands go right out to the end of the bar.
Sits so straight, though, underneath the bar. Somebody with such long levers. That's really, really good flexibility.
Okolov hit the 170 opener. 174 now.
He's on fire.
Really good work, and little smile that time. First time he just misfired a little bit and had to work his way up, but that time it looked good, and there's more there.
There is definitely more there. Really good extension. Moves his feet very wide into that squat position. He's obviously got the flexibility in his hips to allow him to.
So Saar has retired from the snatch. He's not injured, we believe, just has scratched his third and final lift. You don't have to take it. He's happy with that 165, and he's going to be betting on that big clean and jerk of his. Now, the last man to join this snatch competition, Andrei Rybakov of Belarus, 2 times Olympic silver medalist. And we thought he was on his way down over the last few years. From what we hear, training has gone well, and he is entering the contest at the highest weight here, 175. Let's not forget his world record, 187.
Well, we saw him in the warm-up room just a minute ago. He was on 160, and it looked to me like the bar was pulling him forwards. That's just happened here on the platform again. More exposed when the weight gets heavier. You can just see, if we can see this from the side, you'll see him tip over the bar as it comes off the floor. All the weight's then on his back. Just see how heavily his back is built. He's so strong, so muscular in the mid and upper back.
Tian Xiao. He still has one final attempt, and he's very much into uncharted territory here in the snatch. Well, maybe not from his training regime. He may well have been up at 175 in the past. That's what he's expected to come out at now.
Well, second attempts have to go before thirds.
Yes, so is Rybakov going to follow himself here?
I think it would be sensible to.
Yes, he is. A little bit extra taping there. Well, that world record he did was all the way back in 2007 at the Chiang Mai World Championships.
Feet very close in the starting position. That's obviously where he generates the most power. It's forwards again. Small step to steady himself.
Still putting up the big weights, but he did do 179 last year in Wrocław, having done 175 as an opener, then missed 179 and then got it in his third, but his clean and jerk was only 194. I mean, a country mile off of the best. Abdi Ukudov did 212 in the clean and jerk, so all of that to come after the break, once the snatch is over. Right now, we still have 6 men in the competition, all with lifts.
Well, this 175 for Tian Xiao of China will put him into gold medal position by virtue of lighter body weight over Rybakov. So close.
So close.
Strong enough.
So close. He got that out to arm's length, and I think if he had another go at that, he'd probably get it, you know. That was almost a confidence thing, I think.
It's there. No, it's not.
I think he was all too willing just to let that go.
Well, a sensible and experienced lifter knows when enough is enough. You try holding on to those kind of weights going behind, and that's when you end up popping shoulders.
Well, Abdi Ukudov, one final attempt. 175, still on the bar. And this would equal what he did last year in his campaign that got him the world title in Wrocław.
Short, very short on the extension, lacking legs.
Well, that's not great news for the defending champion. He never came here to get a snatch medal anyway. Well, it would have been nice, I suppose, but he's ranked 5th. But more importantly, he's only got a 173 to carry forward to the clean and jerk. Here's Janusz Rostami for 176. This will take him from 4th into 1st in the snatch.
Wow, locked onto the bar. Aggressive starting position. Attack that right from the word go.
Rostami just 3 kilos up, and I think they're picking their weights very well here. And a couple of kilos more, and well, he may well be the gold medalist in this snatch. Right now, he's the leader. He's got one reply left to whatever the others can do. Markov is going to be coming out. He's been bumped down to 4th now, Markov. So he's going for 177. The first man to attempt it. Okolov has 1 attempt, Rybakov 1 attempt, Rostami 1 attempt. Markov 2 left.
Pleased with that, but he needs one more. He's currently in the lead now. With 1 attempt remaining. He can sit tight and watch the other lifters go, see what he needs. It's not often we see a lifter having to run backwards to get himself back under the weight.
Okolov, the junior, going for 177. 2 good lifts so far, 170, 174. So take him from 4th straight into 1st.
Just jump back from it.
Well, he's got every right to be a little disappointed. That's a weight that's definitely within his zone, his capability, strength-wise.
Just threw his shoulders back, leaning on the bar all the way through the lift. And that back momentum is going to make you jump backwards and leave the bar out in front.
Well, Rybakov stalking backstage, anxious to get on, no doubt. He's sitting in 3rd with that 175. Markov leads with 177. Rostami 176. All very tight. Aptio Ukadov all the way down in 5th, but really he's only 4 kilos behind the leader at the moment. Janusz Rostami strides out for 178 to make it 3 out of 3. And to regain the lead off of Markov by a kilogram. Rybakov and Markov will then have just 1 lift to try and better.
Oh, he's got it.
Wow, great lifting, really super lifting.
It's just that split second when he drops to the bottom. Hesitation, is it there, isn't it? And today it was.
I mean, I didn't want to bring it up really, because in London he just got his first snatch and then failed the next 2 miserably. And the same thing happened in the clean and jerk, and he just looks so much fresher turning up to this World Championships. And I think he got every kilo out of that lift. 178 is really good for Rostami to finish on.
Yeah, you wouldn't put your money on much more than that today. That was a limit, and it was a great lift. He's guaranteed himself a medal. Question is, what colour?
Rybakov, one of just 2 men left then. Markov will have 1 reply to this. Rybakov sits in third, Markov in second. We've just seen Rostami's leading lift at 178. This is 179. He had to go a kilo up. He's the heavier man than Rostami.
Well, that's a shame, but I think Markov is now going to take the same weight.
Yeah, it really wouldn't make much sense for Markov to go too much heavier, and I'm not sure there's too much more there. 179.
That'd be a great lift, personal best if successful.
Yeah, Markov did 175 last year to get the silver medal in the snatch, and well, had he even gone a kilo heavier, it would have taken him from fourth all the way up to second in the overall. That shows you how tight this category is, and I think it's even tighter this year. So this is a big moment here for Markov. He's got a good clean and jerk. This would give him just a little bit of comfort over the others going into the second half.
Well, 2014, what a successful year so far. Gold medalist at the European Championships, and now gold medalist on the snatch at the World Championships.
That was really solid, and he had to move forward to get it as well. There's more there, but he's not going to get a chance to show it. Doesn't matter. He's the gold medalist in the snatch in this 85-kilo category, and as you said, he's got that small advantage over the others now. And he doesn't lack confidence, Markov, that's for sure. Just like his brother Georgie. Following in the footsteps of his brother. Well, he can relax a little bit now. His brother's world title actually came in the 77-kilo category. And can the European champion, Ivan Markov, who's just taken gold there, 3 out of 3 great lifts, in fact, not many missed lifts, add the world title to his collection. We'll have to wait and see for the clean and jerk, which will come up in about 10 minutes' time. Rostami second there, Rybakov third to the World Weightlifting Championships, and it's the men's 85-kilo class. Andrei Rybakov, former world champion, stepping onto the stage.
See how out of breath he is.
Yeah.
He's had a super quick warm-up, 10 minutes, that's it. He was one of the last on in the snatch. Only 10-minute break, and he would have needed maybe 7, 8, 9 warm-up lifts. That's pretty much 1 per minute with no recovery. Well, hopefully he can at least have 2 minutes now to catch his breath.
It's not easy when you haven't had much time. If you're great at snatch and not so good at clean and jerk like him. 182 then. Pretty much bang on 400 pounds. You think like that?
Elbows fairly low. Good position overhead. Splits nice and evenly, forwards and backwards. Very low. Sorry, very low starting position as he came off the floor, lifted his bum up. That's what sent him forwards.
I was just going to say, the truth is, he actually has the total world record. At one point in time, he had a good clean and jerk, but things have just slipped a little bit. And he was well over 200 kilos at his best, but he'd be lucky to get near 190 today. Seems to have kept his snatch, funnily enough. Rybakov as he's ages. There's the champion from the snatch, Ivan Markov, who did 179. He's He's at the top left of the warm-up area. You can see him down there. And, well, we expect him around the 200-kilo mark. He might join in. As for the others, the highest posted start weight, Rastami 210, Okolov 210. We heard Saar was clean and jerking enormous weights, but he's opted to come in at the 200 mark. So have a lot of the men. Markov, Enakin, Alamov. We'll have to wait and see. The biggest lifter last year, clean and jerk, Aukadov's coming in at 202. There is Aukadov, just walking around the back, probably not too much on the bar just yet. Watch the way he jerks if we get to see it. There we are. No split jerk.
140. Just popping it overhead, playing like it's an empty bar.
So Rybakov back out again.
This is a fitness test for Rybakov this afternoon.
Is indeed the 32-year-old. 2 silver medals at the Olympics, multiple World Championship medals, 2 years in a row. He won all of the medals, snatch, clean and jerk, and obviously the total. It was back in 06 and 07.
Oh. Like the previous attempt, just caught it with his elbows low. If I were his coaches now, he's following himself. Give this guy a chance to recover. The coaches now should be asking for the platform to be swept or for the bar to be cleaned. You see he's got a cut on his shin. There's a chance there could well be blood on the bar. Let's give it a clean anyway. Buy him a little bit more time. Every time the loaders come onto the platform and have to do something to the bar, then the clock will stop, so it would buy him a few more seconds.
That's the basketball coach's equivalent of calling timeout, isn't it? I suppose they'll always do it, especially if you're crying wolf a bit too much. But Rybakov, having missed that 191, he did jump 9 kilos up there. There's Saar, who we've heard some impressive things about from the warm-up room, or rather the training hall this week. Randall Strawson of Iron Mind was saying that him and his coaches were hoping to keep close enough in the snatch to put whatever he needs on the bar in the clean and jerk and go for it. Those were their words. There's the Uzbekistani athlete, Alimov. He sits down in 8th in this after the snatch. 168 kilos he did. Leaves him 11 kilos adrift of Markov. If you have any questions as to what's going on here, why there are these pauses and one man follows himself, you're certainly welcome to send in a Twitter question to @Michaela Breeze, who's sitting alongside me, who's probably better to answer the question than me. But if you want to get in touch with me, @GiantsLiveWSM as well. So Rybakov is coming out for his third and final 191 again. Wobble on his left arm there, just, but he should get that, I think.
I think he'll get that. He's not going to be walking away with an overall medal today, nowhere near his world record total.
357 is total. He's still down on the #1 B group man, Kulaku of Albania, who did 365 earlier in the day. But he at least moves. He'd have sat on that 182. If he hadn't have got that, he'd have finished 21st in the clean and jerk and 3rd in the snatch. And there'd only have been 7 kilos of difference between the two, which would have been a little strange. Even less if he'd have made that final snatch at 179. Yes, his clean and jerk has gone downhill a bit since his absolute heyday. Rybakov. And here's one of the bright new things of Belarusian weightlifting. 196. Kadisevic,
Спину держи.
169 in the snatch.
Паша, все ногами.
3 out of 3 personal bests right across the board.
И пошел, пошел, не торопись. Ногами, держи, держи.
It's just a minor positional problem. Pushed himself away from the bar. That bar needs to be directly overhead, so you have your whole body weight underneath to support it. Clean was good. Better to see the jerk from the side angle. Not quite underneath the bar.
Is that not quite kicking his leg forward enough, or just the way he shot the bar up?
Back leg a little straight, pulling the hips backwards, but also he's tried to shove it with his upper body, and that causes him to push himself away from it. If you drew a line from where the bar was, straight down, vertically down, it would have been in front of his hips.
Not a good position to be, trying to hang on to nearly 200 kilograms. As these are the current standings in the clean and jerk. We're looking at the men up the top from the B group earlier on. 200 kilos, both Martasidis of Greece and Pulaku of Albania managed that. There's the Chinese athlete, looking happy, and so he should do. He's had a good day's work so far, 170 in the snatch. He's 9 kilos behind Markov, but Qian Xiao has equaled the clean and jerk world record of 218 as a junior. He still is a junior, so maybe we'll see the world record broken by him today. Possible, very possible. Kadisevic looks a little out of breath, a little flustered here. He failed his opener, following himself.
Локти повыше. И пошел, пошел, не торопись. За голову. Держи, 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 держи.
So much better. Well, when you see that he can execute with that ease, you just wonder what could have been possible had he achieved that on his first attempt. Bit of a wasted lift. Hence the shake of the head. Why didn't I do that first time? Good drive. Drew a line down now through the bar, shoulders, hips, and everything will fall in line.
This is where it becomes a little interesting, because for his sake, where does he go to next? That's the question. You got Saar, who's actually just dropped his opener, so much for the whatever the others do, put more weight on the bar and I'll win it. Thought and technique that they were planning, tactics from the Koreans. He's actually going to come in third from bottom, as it were, in this A group. So the former Olympic champion from the 77 kilo category in 08, his big return after injury from 2012, maybe not quite as explosive as he hoped. Having said that, he's just returned to 200 kilos, his opener. So who is coming out next? We think it might be Kadisevic again.
Bulgarian coaches running around. One coach will be keeping an eye on the scoreboard to see if any changes from the other athletes. Another coach will be given the responsibility to run to the table to change the weight. The athlete can just focus then on the lifts that they have to perform. But when the athlete is called, they have to make the change of weight before the clock runs below 30 seconds. Sign picture here, ready to come out for his first attempt. He's lowered his... Oh, he did lower his starting weight. He had 200 in, then he lowered it to 197. He's put it back up to 200.
Confusion reigns, and out he comes. 200 kilograms. 440 pounds. For those viewers in the UK, I like to think in stone, about 32.5 stone off the top of my head. Maybe a little bit more, actually.
Oh.
Fix that overhead.
Well, he used the whip on the bar big time. The bar was never stationary. And it's very rare that the referees fail the oscillation.
Yes, it often comes with persistent offences, doesn't it? People start to get a reputation.
You see, I don't know if that is oscillation. That's just the bar naturally whipping. What he's done is recovered very quickly, one breath and go again. So it's not like he's deliberately oscillating that. That's just natural whip.
I would agree with that. It's so heavy now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard not to. Benjamin Enecat. Big clean and jerk in his arsenal. His personal best, a whopping 2:15. World record 2:18. Some men here could do that today. Well, not a great start. Having done 3 out of 3 in the snatch, and things looking good there. To fail to open in the clean and jerk, his favourite discipline, that's a surprise.
Well, the clean was fairly strong. Just looked to be sitting quite high on his shoulders there, possibly across the windpipe. Either way, his legs did not fire. Need to really drive through the starting position.
Alamov coming out for 200 also. He's done a 2:05 at his very best. He's gone past his personal best in snatch by a few kilograms.
Looks more comfortable in the jerk phase than the clean. Limping. Right knee by the looks of it might be giving him some jip. Moves him forwards off the floor, recovers well, stands strong.
Enecat is following him out, and expecting 200. Yes, 200 on the bar. Still, they've decided not to go up. Well, you don't see him miss a clean very often, that's for sure. He's got incredible leg power, Enecat. So he can stick it overhead.
Better, not overly convincing. Frustration. Wasted first attempt. He needs to be better than that on a third if he's going to execute any more weights.
Yeah, I mean, he's still down in 6th position overall. He's gone past the best of the B group lifters. So different from when he was really firing back in 2011 at the World Championships when he got silver. So clean and jerk 2:08 that day, Enecat. Now, but Kadicevic, his final lift, 200 kilograms. He's done this before at the Belarus National Championships.
Пошел, не торопись! За голову! Держи, стой!
And he's done it again. So a couple of kilos improvement on his best total.
Yes, and he's gone into the lead. 369 is total. He's gone from 5th overall into 1st. And for the time being, Kadicevic, in his first ever major international, is leading the World Championships. Still 5 men to even enter the clean and jerk. Well, this is interesting, and perhaps a little surprising. Chen Xiao coming in perhaps a bit earlier than we thought he might. 2:05. Remember, he's done a 2:18 for a junior world record. He still is a junior, despite having just turned 20. But he did so well in the snatch. 170, big personal best. This would put him way up into the lead. A couple of lifts to go.
Squat jerk. And if you can do it, if you can pull it off, biomechanically it's probably the most efficient way of lifting, but you have to have so much flexibility in the shoulders, the hips, to be able to do that. And then when you've stood up with a really heavy clean, you've got to squat it again. There's not many people in the world that can do this. It has to be spot on in terms of accuracy, no room for error, cannot be forwards or back.
Yes, and he won't be the only one doing it. We've got Abdi Aukadov to look forward to as well. It looks great when it's pulled off properly. Now, Artem Okolov coming for 2:05 for his opener. And he's done a 2:11 before. Oh, and you can see why. Look at those legs. Phenomenal power.
Something's not gone to plan in the warm-up room. He had a 2:10 down to start. And he's lowered it to 2:05. And on the opposite side, Aukadov, his teammate, has gone from 2:02 up to 2:05. So they will be level pegging on the clean and jerk on first attempts anyway.
Well, Aukadov came in when he is the reigning champion, of course. Aukadov 2:05 is what he did for his opener last year, so it's great to see he's over that back surgery. And here he is doing the same weight. There was only one other man who was nearly as high as him for the opener, and that was the Cuban Hernandez last year, 2:04. He did the highest opener in clean and jerk. And well, this year we've still got Markov and Rastami to come in at 07, 2:07 and 2:10 expected.
Well, that was a power jerk, didn't quite go into the squat position, didn't need to.
Didn't need to, that's great power. Well, back surgery's gone well. Still ranked number 2 though. Okolov, his junior compatriot, is just ahead of him. That's what he cares about most. It's all about regaining that title as world champion, a combination of both the disciplines, snatch and the clean and jerk. So he's going to have to play quite a canny game here to reply to what the others come in at now. What's Markov going to do? 2:07 we expect. Rastami, is he really going to come in at 210? Rastami, remember, 178 in the snatch. Markov 179. Olukudov 173. He's giving up a lot of weight, Olukudov, from that snatch. Benjamin Enecat still on the prowl. Well, Georgy Markov is, not Georgy, his younger brother. Ivan Markov is coming in. 8 years, Georgie's junior. 207. Exactly as he planned. This will stick him straight into the lead, well above the others.
Well, faultless overhead. Such a tall, rangy guy. It's a long way for the bar to travel. Compare him to some of the shorter, stockier lifters like Okulov of Russia. He's at a big disadvantage with that height, but he uses his technical ability and strength very well.
Yeah, I guess if he was more flexible, he might try and move his arms out there. The Bulgarians were one of the first to really do that a number of years ago, but it's all flexibility to be able to do such a trick before the jerk. Now, Alimov, 207 as well. So that's 35 seconds to go here, no rush.
Aye. Aye. Локти поднимаем, локти.
Oh, great aggression, 7 kilos up from his first attempt. Still one attempt remaining. These guys are fighting hard now for the medals. He's in some discomfort there. I thought so after his first attempt. I think he's struggling with his right knee. And like all of the lifters we've seen thus far in these World Championships, they are under so much strain with these weights. Great lockout with the elbows.
So, leading the way at the moment is Ivan Markov, a total of 386. Still 2 lifts to come. We're looking at Saar here, who still has 2 lifts as well, but he's all the way down on 365, 21 kilos adrift from Markov. So he would have to go up and better the world record by some margin to have any chance of winning the world title overall. He's not going to do that. I think he's going to go for 210 here. Saar. Waiting for the scoreboards to update as the coaches are jumping around, changing the weights. Remember, it's a rising bar, so you can never go back down. So 210 and up from here. It's his second attempt. This will take him up to 375 as a total. And it would take him to 6th position from 8th. But in the lead of the clean and jerk.
Oh. Well, was that a head problem, not believing he could do it, or was that a timing issue?
Very odd. He kind of looked over to the left-hand side of the bar as if the collar was on incorrectly or something like that. It's surely with that much weight on those kind of things couldn't ever put you off, could they?
Well, we shouldn't notice it. Should be moving so quickly, but he bombed out at the Asian Games earlier this year, so this would be a confidence boost if he could get it.
Still to see Rastami join the contest. 210 is what the Iranian is calling for. Benjamin Enekan is back to another warm-up lift. He's obviously betting the house on his final lift. He's only done 200, having failed the first effort at 200. So we're around the 210 mark. What's he going to go to then?
Well, I thought he was called out next. He's obviously put his third attempt up. He's missed 200, got 200. From what we can see, he's chosen 210. But we're now watching him just ticking over in the warm-up room, keeping the legs firing. So he's obviously gone up from the 210 mark.
Yeah, there's Chinese Qian, who looks like he's been given the signal by his coach to get in the queue, as it were, in the holding queue, as it's Rostami who's coming out. Sweat on here, hopefully not too out of breath. Let's hope he got his warm-up right. 2:11, because this is a colossal opener. Let's hope Razazadeh, the head coach, hasn't got this one wrong. Did 3 out of 3 in the snatch. 178 is a kilo behind Markov from there.
Well, the clock is ticking. He's not even on the bar yet. He knows how long he has left. There is a clock on the platform. Needs to get a move on, though. Well, that looked an effort. Can he stand still? Just watching his right elbow. Let him put it down. That elbow. Oh, I'm not. I'd stop. Put it down. Put it down. He's asking, why didn't you give me the down signal? I was standing still. That's what he's asking. Well, the jury will be watching closely.
White light from the judge in front, so the referee in front. And will this go to the jury's table? He certainly put himself under colossal strain there, and holding it.
I reckon as well, in the warm-up room, the coaches would have been under some pressure. If you look at the scoreboard now, loads of lifters have suddenly gone from 200 up to 210, 211. I reckon he's had to rush his warm-up, which is why he took so long to get himself on the bar. Feet not in line. Feet are in line, but the bar's not stationary. From my understanding, so long as the feet are in line, he should have been given that down signal.
Well, nothing's happened, and Qian Xiao comes out for 2:11. This is 6 kilos up on his first good lift. He's in 4th position at the moment. This will take him up to a 3:81 and into 2nd. Still well behind Markov, though. Wow.
Slightly in front.
Just slightly.
Slightly's no good. Well, if that was a split jerk and it was slightly in front, the lifter could lunge forwards to get himself back under or take a couple of steps forward. But when you're in this position, feet are locked to the floor, there's no way you can go.
And it almost looked like he was about to go, and then he kind of pulled back from going. I'm not sure if the bar, because it was rotating backwards, or
he did that on his previous attempt as well. There was almost like he was ready to dip, didn't quite, and then did. Maybe that's to get the momentum moving on the bar.
Okolov, the other junior, 2:11. Slow off the floor. Great leg power, though.
You wouldn't bet against him on the jerk, would you? Just looks so comfortable overhead.
Not with his not particularly long arms. It doesn't have to go that far. He just looks so strong overhead, doesn't he?
Great extension, very quick under the bar, catches the bounce nicely, adjusts it off his shoulders. Really is textbook stuff.
So it's a bounce back to Ivan Markov on the scoreboard, and out he comes for 2:11. So 4 kilos up. He's currently the leader with 386 as a total. This will take him to 390. And it's starting to get away from the others here. This is a good move if he can get it. Sticks it. Good efforts. Markov's done it. 2:06 last year at the World Champs. And now he does 2:11 in the clean and jerk. And he looks like he's going to be getting on the podium this time, no matter what. And it may well be gold.
Some sensible calls with the weights from his coaches. 5 out of 5. Really nice position overhead, particularly for somebody so tall.
It's been a superb series, really. We think of the Olympic Games when he finished 4th as well. Last year at the World Champs, 4th. He did 2:03, then jumped to 2:09 and just missed it twice at the Olympics. And ended up just behind 3rd. He's got his tactics absolutely spot on today, and it's good to see. Sometimes you think the strongest man doesn't always win. Good tactics are certainly a part of it now. Benjamin Enecat is going for 2:11, having failed 200 at the first lift. Just got 200 at the second. It's a big ask for the Frenchman. He has done 2:15, but that was in the past. Too far ago in the past, I'm afraid. Back when he was really at his best. Silver medalist in the World Championship in 2011, and not quite in that shape, as you can see now. So Enecat, he'll end up 10th overall, 10th in the clean and jerk, which will hurt him. He was always really looking for a medal in that. With his snatch not being so good, he knew he'd struggle in the total. Janusz Rostami comes out for 2:12, a kilo more than he just failed, but he was battling that weight for 10+ seconds, and he almost eyeballs the referees there. He's not happy. Let's hope he gets it out of his head and he can concentrate. Remember, he was in 2nd after the snatch. He's put himself under big pressure coming out for the heaviest clean and jerk opener. And now he's under bigger pressure.
No, on his toes. Wow, it's all very well posting the heaviest weight on the scoreboard, but it's not what you start on that's important, it's what you finish on.
I mean, you can read a lot into his facial expressions there. He was all too quick to stare again at the referees in anger, and he's almost got his excuse ready in his mind. He's almost given this one up, I think.
Well, let's hope he can find the mental strength required now. The sign of a true champion is one that can pull out a big lift when it really matters.
Well, the Iranians are going to be shouting about this one afterwards if their man doesn't come out and get a good lift. There's Abdiokadov, the reigning world champion, still with 2 lifts to come. And here is Sa, 77-kilo Beijing Olympic champion. 2:12 on the bar.
And his last attempt, remember, didn't even commit to dropping underneath. Does he have the mental strength now to dig deep?
So take him from 6th to 1st in the clean and jerk.
That's a psychological problem he's got.
Yeah. A wee glance at the thumbs. It slipped out.
You can use that once, but not twice.
Not twice, no. Not likely.
Never wanted it, never committed. Afraid of hurting himself, maybe?
Well, would you like to drop under 2:12?
No, thanks.
It's a big ask, and especially if it's not a weight they've done much before, if ever before. Artem Okolov, the junior leads. Ivan Markov in second. This is the clean and jerk, remember. They've both done 2:11. But by virtue of body weight, the young Russian is in first at the moment. But Markov well in the lead of the total on 390. The man in second overall is indeed Okolov on 385, 5 kilos between them. So if Okolov wants to jump up to first and become the world champion, the overall world champion, he's going to have to go, well, 216 in the clean and jerk and hope Markov misses. Well, let's forget that for a second. Returning champion Aukudov, his second lift. 213 kilograms, 8 kilos more than his first effort. Only 5 kilos away from the world record now.
Oh. Wow, psychological games going on in these athletes' heads. He's gone 213 to try and go ahead of his teammate, get himself on the podium. At the moment, he's off the podium. It's going to take a very strong man mentally to recover from that.
Well, you see, he's putting it to belt height there. His personal best, 212. I mean, he was outstanding last year, but he's had back surgery since then. So, Aukudov, one reply left, but doesn't look good for him. Alimov, 213. This is his final effort, and by the way, Qian Xiao has posted a 220 for his final effort. This will take him ahead of Aukudov in the overall standings into the bronze medal position from 5th.
Oh, back foot recovery all the way, but he's managed it.
Brilliant, brilliant lifting. 205 personal best. And just like in the snatch, 2 lifts above his personal best, and 213, 8 kilos up. That's just great lifting. Well, 3rd place overall at the moment. Ulugbek Alimov of Uzbekistan. That kind of lifting, he deserves to be on the World Championship podium. Not sure he will be, though. Still 5 men with a final lift only to come. Kionis Rostami, again, he glances over towards the referees. I don't think it's out of his head. He's did a great effort at 211, held it for an eternity, didn't get the lift, went for 212, didn't even really make a go of it. 213 now, and had that first one gone properly, I'm sure this would have been a weight he would have done. But right now, he's about to bomb out unless he gets.
It's a big effort.
Really good effort. Oh, yes!
Needs to stand still. Feet in line. Feet are not in line.
Well...
They gave him the down signal with his feet not even in line that time. Come on,
white lights, 3 white lights. He's done 213. I think we have to say that is quite an achievement. I mean, you see he's almost a broken man. He'd almost accepted defeat there. And 213 has just suddenly changed the whole face of this competition. He was about to bomb, having come 2nd in the snatch, a kilo behind Markov, and now he's in the lead of the clean and jerk and the whole contest. Brilliant stuff from Kionis Rostami, and that was not easy at all. It could have gone the same way as the first lift.
It could have done. It's sad when the referees are not consistent. Don't know, maybe the referees were intimidated by his response after the first attempt, but great recovery.
4 lifts still to come. Aukudov, 213 again. Didn't even give it a real go in the second effort. He's down as 6th in the clean and jerk, 5th in the overall. The reigning world champion about to lose his title.
Well, at least he committed.
Yeah,
Oh, he's holding that back.
Yeah, went straight for his back. He has had surgery. Whenever you hear back surgery, it does make you think, good goodness, how long does that take to recover from, really? See an athlete back within months.
Yeah, maybe needs a little more rehab, recovery time to be capable of those weights again.
Well, at the moment, it's Rostami in the lead. Markov now. He's just had the World Championship gold snatched out of his hands by Rostami. I bet he was banking on the Iranian folding after those first two misses. So he's got to summon up something special here. He actually only needed to do 2:13. He's now going for 2:14. But it'll take him back into the lead. No, goodness, that was the worst effort so far. He's made every other lift mark off. And now when the questions were really being asked, he doesn't come up trumps. 2:14. Doesn't even make a good effort. That's what'll be so frustrating for him. He didn't even have a chance to show his strength.
Well, just pulled that bar onto him, knocked him backwards. There's not much you can do when you're going. That's a real shame, because had he got that, then Ukolov would have had to have come out for a world record attempt to try and take top spot.
Well, hey, we still have Tian Xiao, who equaled the world record as a junior, posting 2:20. He's dropped that to 2:19, but that's still a kilo above the world record.
He has to take that weight now, because that's 2 changes of weight that Tai Chao has made.
Wonderful. So we have Artem Okolov to equal the junior world record, to equal the world record in the clean and jerk. Give him 7 kilos more. Take him up to 3:9.2 and into the lead. From third to first.
Oh, tremendous effort. No.
No, a different day, a different moment. He could have done that. He was not far away, and he knows it. And he has to therefore settle for 2:11 in the clean and jerk. That gives him third there, third in the overall. Or does it? Because Tian Xiao has one party spoiler to come. He's the only man with a lift left. And remember, he only did 2:05 in his opener, failed 2:11, and is now coming out for 2:19 and a world record. That's what we've got to look forward to here. And were the Chinese playing games with that 2:11? Did he fail it as a part of an elaborate plan to lull the others? Here you go, final attempt. New total junior world record attempt, and more importantly, the world record in the clean and jerk. This will give him the world title. But he stood up with it. Can he get the world record? The jerk left. And
So close. So much better than his previous attempt.
He's done that before. I think he missed 2:11 on purpose. I think there was some real gameplay there. I know it sounds slightly ridiculous, but that was too close. His face says everything. He thought he was going to do that world record, and Tian Xiao, I'm afraid, is going to have to settle for 5th in the clean and jerk, 6th in the snatch, 6th overall. Rostami's your world champion. My goodness, the whole world's flipped on his head. That clean was easy. He caught that with an inch or two to spare. And how about this? Just missed the groove.
very, very little wrong on the clean, absolutely textbook. As we've said about this before, so hard to catch a squat jerk exactly in the right position. You thought it was there, just as he went that little bit too deep, lost it in front. That takes so much flexibility in the shoulders.
Well, I mean, if he's a little emotional now, Giannis Rostami, I think we'll all forgive him. 2:11